How often do you catch yourself in a spiral of negative thoughts? I don't know about you, but I'm constantly switching between positive, inspiring thoughts all the way over to negative ones. And if I don't check it, it's going to constantly influence how I think and how I interact with people. Today is part 2 in our short series on how to improve your decision making. And we have 20% left of awareness. So this week is about how can we apply that 20% to our mindset to unlock clearer, more unbiased perspectives. And so you're going to leave today with the ability to be able to shift your mindset to a little bit more truth, more positivity, more belief in yourself to unlock more happiness and success. Let's discuss. Welcome back to episode 14 this week. Thank you for listening. If you are on YouTube or Spotify or iTunes, if you value this content and you're enjoying it and you keep coming back each week, please can you leave a review below? Would really appreciate it, and it's going to help more and more people access the content and help them. So this week is part 2 of our series. Last week, episode 13 was part 1, and we looked at the body and bringing awareness into the body and what that unlocks, the profound insights that can unlock. So this week is the remaining 20%, and we're taking that from the Pareto principle, where for 20% of effort, we get 80% of results. And I said last week was about the majority of our awareness should be within our body. And this week is, okay, well, when we are in our mind, that 20% of the time, how best to spend that time? What can we do? What can we put in place to help detangle our biases and to help get us a little bit more clarity on our decision making? Your mind is highly complex and it acts as like a predictor machine. So it's scanning your environment to make a best guess about what's going to happen. Therefore, most of what you experience is a projection of thoughts. And it's not like your mind's bad, it's predicting and steering you away from difficulty and pain. But when you really look at it, you're only really in one of 3 places. You're only really in the past, the painful past or the perfect past, where you're looking back at what has happened, wishing you were there, or hoping that you never go to that place again. You're either in the future, fearful future or fantastical future, where you're worried about what will happen, you don't want something to happen, or you're waiting to achieve something because it's going to be better than where you are right now. Or finally, you're in the deep now. And the deep now not being, oh, you're listening to this podcast, you're listening to what I'm saying. It means complete presence. You have no thoughts, you're just in the moment. You're just quiet mind. You're immersed in 100% in what you're doing. And we all have trauma in the past. We've all been through difficult times. Some people gone through unimaginable pain. Yet the majority of us live in this subjective world of projection about what has happened or what will happen, and very rarely live in the real present moment. Our minds are constantly busy. We're looking at the external world for advice and guidance, distraction. And so I want you to see the 20% of effort as a set of filters. So like I said, the 20% today, based on that Pareto principle, they're just a set of filters that we can use to begin to put and see life through in a more clearer, objective way. And so I'm going to introduce you to these 3 filters today to help you see and experience your thoughts in hopefully new, unbiased ways. Okay, the first filter is a growth mindset. And so you've probably heard of mindset before. Mindset is everything, literally. But you can categorize it into 2 main ones, really. So the first one is growth mindset, and the second one is fixed mindset. So a fixed mindset is really about people not open to hearing any information that takes them away from their belief. They dismiss most information that challenges them, and they often dig their heels in harder to defend their perspective, even if that perspective is not the best way. Maybe that resonates with you in some area of your life or in some people in your life. It's not that we're fixed all the time necessarily. There are going to be areas in your life where you're very open, and there are going to be areas of your life where you're closed. And it's just bringing awareness to where that shows up and how that shows up. A growth mindset, however, is people that are able to hear information that goes against their beliefs. They can hold different information that potentially challenges them. It's not that they don't believe anything they hear, but they can hold different perspectives with the intent to build a bigger picture, to learn a more accurate and less biased viewpoint. So they can hold different perspectives. They can think, oh, that's interesting. For me, give my example, okay, I like to hear different perspectives, even if I have my core belief, and we all have our core beliefs, but to hear someone else's viewpoint is interesting to me. And I like to kind of see that and entertain that and kind of hold it for a period of time. You could also look at the news, for example. There are so many, especially right now, there's so many different narratives going around with regards to the pandemic and potential other theories and all this kind of stuff. And I think to be able to hold all of those is important, rather than jumping on one and defending that as hard as you can. So that's growth, and that's fixed mindset. Just bringing awareness to where you have resistance. If you hear someone talking and you have resistance, or you keep saying to yourself, no, I can't do that, just bring awareness to it. If you're fixed, and there will be areas in life where you're fixed, be curious with that. Why are you holding on? What's the resistance? What are you potentially fearful of? And it's just about nurturing that mindset. To help you nurture your growth mindset, there's a free guide below. Just click the link and follow the instructions, called the 4 Simple Steps to Self-Care. It covers movement to help ease chronic pain. It covers nutritional advice to improve your nutrition for better health. It covers breath work to help calm yourself in the moment. And it also looks at mindset and how to nurture a successful mindset and growth mindset. And so guided exercises that you can do to help bring more awareness to how you show up in life, how your mindset shows up, and particularly in different areas of your life. So that's growth mindset. Really, it's about bringing awareness, being curious to your resistance, and just being aware of when you're in a situation and you're defending something, why are you defending it? Why are you getting stuck? And are you able to hear someone else, or are you closing them off and you're not willing to understand their point of view? So the second filter in a situation is asking yourself the question, do you want to be effective or do you want to be right? So we have those thoughts and we have those narratives that keep going on and on and on. And particularly if it's involving someone else and we're digging our heels in, asking yourself that question, that pattern interrupt, do I want to be effective in this situation, or am I trying to be right? To me, that's one of the most powerful, profound exercises I still do each and every week of my life. There's still areas that I get caught in it, and it just helps untangle it for me with regards to my orientation. Kind of, what am I trying to get from it? Am I being stubborn? Am I sticking my heels in? Or am I generally trying to come up with a solution that's best for everyone? And I just invite you to begin to say that to yourself. Remind yourself to say it. Do I want to be effective in this situation right now, or am I trying to be right? You can't be both. I used to think you could be both, but you can't be both, unfortunately. Do you want to be effective, or do you want to be right? It's a sticky one, it's uncomfortable, but it all the time does not fail to untangle a situation for me and in my experience in my life. So filter 3, you've had 2 powerful filters already. This is the third one. In a situation, ask yourself this question: does it inform me, or does it affect me? So does it inform me? Is it giving me reliable data? Is it a source I can trust? Is it accurate? Or is it information that I'm just reading third hand, fourth hand, that's being shared around, that I'm not understanding the true source? Or does it affect you? Is it affecting your body? Is it affecting your biology? Now, I'll point you back to last week's episode 13, where we looked at that in a bit more detail about bringing awareness into your body. If it's affecting you, if you're getting triggered physically, then you know you can intercept that. You know you can put an intervention such as breath work. Even just being aware of it is going to help you take control of it. If you're not aware of it, if you're just getting triggered all the time, you're just not even asking that question, and you're allowing yourself to be affected by a situation, then you're not going to have the ability to co-create something, and you're going to be on an emotional rant rather than looking to come up with an effective, kind solution or situation. So do I want to be effective, or do I want to be right, is the first one. And then, does this inform me, or does it affect me? Is the information accurate? Do you know it's accurate? Or is it just something you've seen that resonates with you? Or does it affect your body? Are you getting a rise in it, an emotional rise? So there are 3 filters I'm going to cover today. You've got growth mindset, you've got do you want to be effective or right, and does it inform me or affect me? Now we cover this and so much more in a lot more detail in our Conscious Leadership Coaching Program, which starts on January the 18th, 2021. It's an 8-week online program. The details are below. It's application only. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're in some form of role where you're constantly working with other people, you have the relationship dynamics, you are, 3 or more people, whether that's professional or personal, then this course could well be for you. There's certain requirements to be able to apply. It's an advanced training. So if you qualify and you want to, then just apply. There are only 12 spots. So that's coming first come, first served. Details are below. So to summarize today, your mind is a complex machine that will continue to run your life on autopilot until you begin to take back control. And the only choice you need to make is to remember to use these filters. And you've got 3 today. There are many more you can do. And as I said, go into much more detail those in our leadership training. But when you use them, you have a reliable way of beginning to untangle your personal biases and begin to see in a more neutral way that's more of a collaborative way for everyone, a kind of way of seeing things. It's not that you can't be right. Sometimes we are right. But to, the idea of what's best for all. How can you steer yourself away from being so heavily biased, which is a hard thing to do. We all have confirmation biases. But beginning to use these filters allows us to untangle that. So hopefully you've got them, the 3, write them down, begin to bring awareness. Ask one of them today of yourself. Next interaction you have that's not going as well as you thought, ask yourself, why not? What's your mindset? And ask you those pattern interrupts. And as I said below, there's a free guide for you, the 4 simple steps to self-care, where you can learn some deeper context with regards to nurturing a growth mindset. It's completely free and it's got some other bonuses in there for you. So thank you for joining for part 2. As I said, part 1 was last week, episode 13. This is episode 14. Thank you for listening, and please leave a review or comments below. It's going to help more and more people access the content. Thank you again, and see you next week.